Michelle, I have never seen anything like this before.
Everything I've written for my whole life, and I journal and write a lot.
Can you picture it? Those multi-million-dollar estates, once emblems of Hollywood's opulence and influence, now reduced to mere piles of ash. The Palisades fire ravaged everything in its path, not only wiping out assets worth millions, but also erasing the dreams and memories of countless celebrities. Even homes labeled as fireproof, equipped with state-of-the-art fire safety systems, were helpless against the overwhelming force of nature. No one was spared, not even veteran stars like Billy Crystal and John Goodman, who had no choice but to reluctantly accept the devastation. More than 30 top Hollywood stars, each carrying an unspeakable grief. So, what did the fire truly take? Let's dive deeper into this tragic event, a tale not just of wealth, but of human resilience in the face of nature's unforgiving wrath. 1. Boma St Joe. Boma St John, the star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, faced an unimaginable loss when her $6.8 million Malibu mansion was consumed by a raging fire. Perched on a hilltop with sweeping views of the Pacific coastline, the home symbolized the successful, luxurious lifestyle of this renowned entrepreneur. Boma shared that she had not only lost her home but a place filled with beautiful memories created with family and friends. The estimated damage to the house and its contents amounts to millions, with rare artwork and custom-designed interiors reduced to ashes. Despite the overwhelming loss, Boma did not let grief take over. She began organizing donations to assist other families impacted by the devastating wildfire. On Instagram, she posted, "I may have lost my home, but I haven't lost hope. We must come together to overcome this difficult time." 2. Mel Gibson. The man who once conquered the silver screen found himself powerless against the relentless forest fires. Mel Gibson could do nothing but concede defeat. The Braveheart star saw his Calabasas mansion, which he once called his small kingdom, reduced to ashes. The $15 million estate, renowned for its elegant architecture and sprawling gardens, now stands in ruin. Known for his strength on set, Mel couldn't hold back tears as he looked at the remains of his home. In an interview, Mel reflected, "I used to believe I could handle anything. But when faced with nature's force, we are so insignificant. Losing what I cherished most left me feeling utterly helpless." He also didn't shy away from criticizing California's government for its poor disaster preparedness. "They're asleep at the wheel. These fires aren't unpredictable, yet every time, we're caught off guard." 3. Billy Crystal. Some losses go far beyond monetary value, and for Billy Crystal, the fire that consumed his Pacific Palisades home erased nearly 46 years of cherished family memories. That morning, Crystal and his wife received an urgent evacuation notice as the fire closed in on their neighborhood. Just hours later, they learned their $8 million home had been swallowed by flames. This wasn't just a house, but the backdrop of his life's journey. First scripts, treasured family videos, and irreplaceable personal items had all been reduced to ashes. Fighting back tears, Crystal said, "We built our lives here with love and dreams. Now, it's hard to grasp that it's all gone." The greatest pain came from losing keepsakes. Artwork and decades of family photos were turned to dust. Yet, amidst the heartache, Crystal clung to hope. "We lost everything, but as long as we have each other, we have enough to begin again." The fire's devastation extended beyond Crystal. In another part of Pacific Palisades, John Goodman also watched his home succumb to the flames. 4. John Goodman. No one is ever truly ready to witness their home consumed by flames. For John Goodman, this wasn't just a house, it was his sanctuary, a retreat from the spotlight. The raging wildfire destroyed everything he held dear, reducing his $7 million estate to rubble. Goodman recalled the chaos, how it unfolded so fast he had no choice but to flee. Family treasures and memorabilia from his acting career were lost in an instant. In mere minutes, everything was gone. "I felt powerless, standing there in pain," Goodman said, his voice heavy with emotion. This home had been Goodman's haven for over 20 years, surrounded by lush gardens and tranquil vistas. Now, it was just a memory. What's left is a pile of ashes and an indescribable void, he lamented. As Goodman grappled with his loss, Anthony Hopkins faced a similar heartbreak as his cherished home was completely devoured by the flames. 5. Anthony Hopkins. No one ever wants to see their cherished home reduced to ashes, yet Anthony Hopkins had to face that harsh reality. The relentless fire wiped out his entire Pacific Palisades residence, a sanctuary he had cherished for 30 years, leaving behind only charred remains after the devastating blaze. When Hopkins learned of the destruction, he tried to stay composed, but couldn't conceal his sorrow. The paintings I treasured, the first script I wrote by hand, they're all gone. It wasn't just material possessions, it was pieces of my life's memories, he said, his gaze distant. The home, valued at nearly $10 million, also housed priceless art and antiques now lost forever. Still, Hopkins held on to hope. I'm alive, and I still have my family with me. That's all I need to move forward, he shared with quiet resilience. While Hopkins struggles to cope with his loss, in Malibu, Jeff Bridges is facing a similar heartbreak as his home has also been consumed by the flames. 6. Jeff Bridges. The relentless wildfire left Jeff Bridges with nothing. His family home, steeped in over 5 decades of history, was completely consumed by the Malibu fire. More than just a residence, this cherished property embodied the Bridges family's legacy, values, and memories. That was my childhood home, where my kids also grew up. Losing it all in a single night is devastating, Bridges said, his voice heavy with emotion. Valued at approximately $15 million, the house also held irreplaceable family art collections that couldn't be saved. Despite the loss, Bridges remains hopeful. Possessions come and go, but the love of family gives me strength to start anew, he said with a gentle smile amidst his grief. Meanwhile, actress Jamie Lee Curtis, a close friend of Bridges, is also grappling with the wildfire's destruction. 7. Jamie Lee Curtis. The relentless wildfires stole Jamie Lee Curtis' home, a place she had described as the peaceful refuge in a chaotic world. The flames spread so quickly that her family only had time to evaluate with a few essentials, leaving behind countless cherished memories. That house represented the end of a long journey for us. Now, all we have left are the memories, Curtis shared with deep regret. Valued at approximately $12 million, the home also contained irreplaceable family memorabilia that was lost forever. In an effort to support others affected by the disaster, Curtis donated $1 million to a wildfire relief fund, hoping to ease the burden for those in need. Even Mark Hamill was not spared from the wildfire's destruction. His Malibu home suffered the same fate, reduced to ashes by the flames. 8. Mark Hamill's. The devastating wildfire not only reduced Mark Hamill's home to ashes, but also shattered the peaceful dreams he had built after years of dedication to his craft. Within just a few hours, his $10 million residence was completely consumed. Hamill recalls the heartbreaking night when he and his family were forced to flee. We barely managed to grab our dog, Trixie, and escape. It felt like losing a piece of my life. Everything familiar is now just a pile of ashes, he shared, his voice filled with emotion. Priceless memorabilia tied to his iconic roles were lost forever. Though Hamill remains resilient, his sorrow is evident. We will rebuild, even though the journey ahead won't be easy, he said with determination. Yet, Hamill wasn't alone in facing such devastation. James Woods narrowly escaped his own nightmare as the flames crept dangerously close to his home. 9. James Woods. While many celebrities saw their homes destroyed by the wildfires, James Woods was among the fortunate few whose house survived. He describes it as nothing short of a miracle, with the flames stopping just meters from his property. It's hard to believe. I had braced myself for total loss, but somehow, the fire halted right at my doorstep, Woods said, still visibly shaken. His $9 million home seemed insignificant compared to the relief of knowing his family was safe. Witnessing the devastation experienced by close friends like Billy Crystal and John Goodman left Woods deeply moved. We can't control nature, but we can come together to rebuild and support each other, he said with heartfelt sincerity. Meanwhile, Ricki Lake endured her own harrowing experience, watching helplessly as the flames consumed her home. 10. Ricki Lake. No one imagines their home turning to ash in just a few hours, but for Ricki Lake, this nightmare became her reality. The beloved television star once cherished her Los Angeles home, a sanctuary she fondly referred to as her peaceful place. However, the Palisades wildfire devastated it entirely. What was once a house full of love and memories is now reduced to blackened ruins. In a chilling twist, psychic Tyler Henry had foretold that Ricki's house would face a fire. Initially skeptical, Ricki admitted in an interview that she didn't believe it until she found herself watching flames engulf her home. It happened so quickly. One moment, I thought there was still hope, and the next, it was all gone, she shared, her voice breaking. For Ricki, the house wasn't just a structure, it was the backdrop of years filled with family joy and memories. Valued at $6 million before the fire, the loss wasn't just financial, it was the emotional void left behind by its destruction. 11. Carrie Elis. When the Malibu beachfront mansion was engulfed by flames, Carrie Elis could do nothing but watch helplessly from a distance, overwhelmed by pain. The actor, best known for his role in The Princess Bride, saw his beloved home consumed by the catastrophic Palisades fire. Perched on a hillside with an ocean view, the $8 million mansion was more than just a house, it was a gathering place where Carrie shared warm, laughter-filled moments with family and friends. I couldn't believe my eyes. In just hours, everything was gone. Not only the house, but all the memories we had built over the years, Carrie recalled in an interview with Hollywood Reporter. What pained Carrie the most wasn't the financial loss, but the overwhelming sense of helplessness in the face of nature's destructive power. I once thought Malibu was the safest, most peaceful place on Earth. But now, when I close my eyes, I can still hear the crackling fire and smell the smoke, he said, haunted by the memory. Carrie Elis lost his home, and Diane Warren too faced the ruthless wrath of the fire. 12. Diane Warren. A songwriter behind countless global hits, Diane Warren now stands amidst smoke and ashes where her beachfront home once stood. The 14-time Oscar-nominated songwriter watched in disbelief as her Malibu retreat was fully consumed by the Palisades wildfire. The house, valued at around $10 million, with its open design and oceanfront views, had been where she composed melodies that resonated with millions. Now, all her creative inspiration, valuable materials, and a part of her career had been wiped out. Tearfully speaking to the press, Diane said, "I always found inspiration in the sound of the waves and the sunlight streaming through the windows every morning. Now, it's all just a memory. The fire didn't just destroy the house, it destroyed a piece of my soul." The fire took everything, but the greatest sorrow for Diane was the loss of her cherished Steinway piano, which she had kept for 20 years. "It wasn't just a piano, it was my companion throughout my creative journey. Losing it feels like losing a part of myself," she shared, her voice filled with pain. 13. Sandra Lee. Not everyone can watch calmly as the fire engulfs everything, but Sandra Lee endured that terrifying moment when the flames reached her doorstep. The beloved host lost her Malibu home, a sanctuary she once called her small paradise in a chaotic world. The $7 million property, with panoramic ocean views, was completely destroyed by the Palisades wildfire. In a heartbreaking video shared on social media, Sandra broke down in tears as she filmed the flames, mere meters from her home, before they spread and consumed everything. "I did everything I could to save the house, but the fire moved too fast. When I walked into the house the next morning, I didn't recognize where I had lived," she shared, her voice filled with grief. Sandra also expressed her sorrow for others in the area. "Losing a home is painful, but seeing my neighbors in the same situation was even harder to bear." As Sandra Lee mourns, Maria Shriver faces the same terrifying flames, left helpless. 14. Maria Shriver. For Maria Shriver, nothing could have prepared her for the devastating moment when her family home was destroyed in a single night. The renowned journalist and former First Lady of California lost her Brentwood mansion in the historic wildfire. The $12 million home, where she had raised her children and hosted countless family gatherings, now lies in ruins. Maria shared that she tried to stay calm as she reassured her children while evaluating in the dead of night. The fire didn't just take away our home, it took away our sense of safety. I felt as though I lost a piece of my heart, she said, her voice heavy with emotion. Despite the heartbreak, Maria expressed gratitude that her family was safe. The house can be rebuilt, but a family can't be replaced. I'm thankful we're still together, she said with a sense of relief. 15. Milo Ventimiglia. Milo Ventimiglia's $4.5 million home in Malibu was completely destroyed in the recent Los Angeles wildfire. The house was not just a place to live, but a symbol of the actor's career success, especially from his role in This Is Us. Designed with modern elegance, the home's prime location offered breathtaking ocean views, providing Milo with a peaceful retreat amid his hectic schedule. For Milo, losing the house wasn't just about losing material possessions, it was also the loss of a place that held priceless memories. Everything, from my favorite furniture to family heirlooms, was gone in the blink of an eye, he shared. Despite the devastating loss, he feels grateful that his family is safe. Milo is now actively supporting relief efforts for those more severely affected. He has donated a significant amount to help families who have lost their homes and urged his fans and the community to contribute. Despite his personal loss, Milo remains optimistic and determined to rebuild from the ground up. 16. John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly lost his cherished $2.8 million home in Altadena to the devastating wildfire that swept through Los Angeles. His home, a classic structure nestled in nature, was not only a retreat but also a creative sanctuary where he composed music and rehearsed with his band. For John, this loss was more than just material, it marked the destruction of a source of artistic inspiration. In an interview, John expressed his heartbreak as everything he held dear, valuable artworks, family memories, was reduced to ashes. "There's no price for what I've lost," he said. Nevertheless, the actor maintains a resilient spirit and is thankful that his family emerged unharmed. John is actively involved in relief programs and fundraising efforts to support other families in need. Additionally, he is using his platform to raise awareness about the risks of natural disasters and advocate for community action. 17. Tina Knowles. Tina Knowles' $6 million retreat in Malibu, a place she often visited to relax and seek creative inspiration, was completely destroyed in the devastating wildfire. Designed with modern elegance, the house was not just a valuable asset but a space filled with cherished family memories. Tina shared her heartbreak as priceless decorative items, artworks, and family keepsakes were lost. "This house was my sanctuary, a place where I found peace amidst life's pressures," she said. However, what she cherishes most is that her family remained safe and unharmed. With her inherent compassion, Tina quickly joined relief efforts to support other fire victims. She also made a generous donation to help rebuild affected areas. Tina emphasized that while material possessions can be replaced, life and community are the true treasures that must be protected. 18. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, the heiress to the Hilton fortune and a cultural icon, tragically lost her $8 million Malibu mansion in a devastating wildfire. The home was not only a luxurious retreat but also a symbol of her lavish and refined lifestyle. From exclusive furniture to her priceless fashion and jewelry collection, everything was consumed by the flames. In an emotional social media post, Paris shared a video of her home being overtaken by the fire and expressed her deep sorrow. "The memories, the dreams I had here are now just ashes," she wrote. Despite the devastation, Paris expressed gratitude that her family and beloved dogs were safe. Paris has since set up a charitable fund to support other families affected by the disaster, donating millions to help them rebuild their lives. She also used her platform to raise awareness about environmental protection and wildfire prevention, hoping such tragedies can be prevented in the future. 19. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag, the famous couple from the reality show The Hills, also lost their $3.5 million home in Palisades during the recent wildfire. Designed with a cozy, eco-friendly style, the house was a place where they created many happy memories with their children. In an interview, Spencer shared that the most painful loss wasn't their material possessions, but irreplaceable family heirlooms. "The photos of our son, the wedding mementos, those things can't be replaced," he said. Heidi, though heartbroken, stayed optimistic, expressing their determination to rebuild from the ground up. The couple is currently working with charitable organizations to support families who were more severely affected. They have also voiced strong support for environmental protection and fire prevention measures, hoping to prevent future disasters of this scale. 20. Jennifer Gray. When Jennifer Gray witnessed the flames engulfing her Brentwood home, she realized everything was gone, not just her possessions, but a cherished piece of her life. The Dirty Dancing actress lost her treasured residence to the devastating wildfire that swept through the Los Angeles area. The $4 million property, known for its timeless architecture, had been her haven for creating art and unwinding. Now, all that remained were ashes and scattered remnants of memories. Jennifer recalled that as she fled the burning house, she managed to save only one item of sentimental value, a painting her mother had created in 1987. "I don't know how to cope with this loss. It feels as if everything familiar and secure has been stripped away," she said, her voice heavy with emotion. In a single night, Jennifer went from owning a luxurious home to becoming a victim of nature's fury, left standing beneath a smoke-filled sky, uncertain of where to start anew. 21. Julianne Hoff. Julianne Hoff, the star of Dancing with the Stars, was forced to evacuate her luxurious Hollywood Hills home when the fierce flames neared the area. The home, valued at around $3.2 million, was a peaceful retreat where the artist often sought solace after her hectic work schedule. Julianne recalled the panic she felt as she and the fire department worked to protect the property from the flames. "I can't believe everything I love could disappear in an instant," she said. While the full extent of the damage hasn't been determined, many precious items and personal keepsakes were likely affected. Despite the uncertainty, Julianne expressed profound gratitude that she and her family were safe. "Property can be rebuilt, but lives cannot. I'm thankful to the firefighters who worked tirelessly to save what they could." 22. Molly Sims. Molly Sims' sprawling $5 million mansion in the Los Angeles suburbs was completely consumed by fire. Surrounded by lush greenery and natural landscapes, it had served as a peaceful retreat for the actress and model's family. Molly couldn't hold back tears as she described the devastation of her home. She shared that many cherished items, including wedding mementos and vintage fashion collections, were lost in the flames. The estimated damage could reach millions of dollars. In an effort to cope with her loss, Molly has joined charitable campaigns to support affected communities. She shared on social media, "I know I'm not alone in this pain. Together, we will overcome it." 23. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend experienced a nightmare when the wildfire forced them to evacuate their $17.5 million mansion. Designed with modern elegance, the home was a perfect sanctuary for their family, especially with two young children. In photos shared on social media, Chrissy expressed her heartbreak as she watched the flames encroach on their area. While the exact damage hasn't been disclosed, experts estimate that the loss of the house and its luxurious interior could amount to tens of millions of dollars. Despite the devastation, Chrissy maintained her signature humor. She wrote, "I'm not sure if I'll miss the stove, but I'll definitely miss the fridge full of snacks." 24. Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale was left in shock when her $4.3 million Los Angeles home was destroyed by fire. This mansion had been her residence for many years, a place she once described as a peaceful haven amidst the chaos of the city. Not only did Kate lose her home, but she also lost invaluable mementos tied to her acting career and personal life. Her estimated property loss reached several $1 million. Despite this, Kate took the time to support her neighbors facing the same devastation, even offering them refuge at another one of her properties in Beverly Hills. She shared, "I feel my heart is broken, but it is also being healed by the unity of the community." 25. Carolyn Murphy. Carolyn Murphy, the iconic supermodel of the 90s, lost her beautiful $5 million retreat in California during the devastating wildfire. The house, nestled in serene nature, had been her refuge to escape the spotlight and recharge. Murphy shared on social media that she was unable to save any valuable items before the flames engulfed everything. Her vintage fashion collections, unique artwork, and custom-made furniture were all reduced to ash. The estimated loss is in the millions, leaving her stunned. Despite this, Carolyn kept a hopeful attitude. She remarked, "Losing a place I called home is devastating, but the most important thing is the safety of myself and those around me. I will rebuild from scratch, just as I have many times before." 26. Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, one of the high-profile stars affected by the wildfires in Los Angeles, faced a terrifying ordeal when his $20.5 million home in Pacific Palisades was at risk. Though his house was fortunate to escape destruction, the fires came dangerously close. The night before returning home, Ben had to evaluate with his daughter as the wildfires spread across the area. Although his home remained standing, the experience left him deeply unsettled. The fear of loss and the realization that many neighboring homes were damaged weighed heavily on him. While Ben and his family were fortunate to remain safe, the emotional impact of the fire and the anxiety of the ordeal still linger. 27. Adam Brody and Leighton Meester. Hollywood's golden couple, Adam Brody and Leighton Meester, faced profound sorrow when their $8 million Pacific Palisades mansion was ravaged by fire. Nestled in a serene location with stunning views and complete privacy, the home had been the perfect sanctuary for their small family. The fire claimed everything, daily essentials and cherished memorabilia tied to both their careers and personal lives. The estimated loss is in the millions. Both Adam and Leighton expressed deep sadness over the destruction of what they once considered their little paradise. Nevertheless, both actors vowed to overcome the heartbreak. Adam reflected, "We may have lost our property, but the love and safety of our family are the most important things. This reminds us that life is fragile, and we should cherish every moment." 28. J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick, former NBA star, was forced to evaluate his $10 million mansion in the Los Angeles suburbs when a fire broke out. The home, renowned for its modern design and private basketball court, had been the perfect retreat for him and his family after his storied basketball career. The fire not only destroyed the house, but also claimed priceless sports memorabilia, including jerseys, medals, and photos commemorating his career. The total estimated damage exceeds $15 million. Reflecting on the loss, JJ shared his mixed emotions. "Everything I built is gone, but my family is safe, and that's the most important thing. I know I can rebuild, just like I did on the court." 29. Jhené Aiko. Singer Jhené Aiko returned from her tour to face a devastating scene. Her $4.5 million Los Angeles home had been completely destroyed by fire. The property, which served as both a residence and a recording studio, held deep personal significance for Jhené, as it was where she had written many of her famous songs. The fire claimed not only her home but also unfinished musical works and unreleased recordings, with the total estimated damage running into the millions. Valuable sound equipment and irreplaceable personal mementos were lost. Despite the immense loss, Jhené shared her resilience. "I lost everything I've dedicated years to, but I still have music in my soul. That will never be lost." She also expressed gratitude for her fans' support and promised to return soon with new creations. 30. Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy, star of the beloved series Schitt's Creek, faced a heartbreaking loss when his $7 million Los Angeles mansion was destroyed in the recent devastating wildfire. The home, designed in a modern style with luxurious amenities, was a place where he cherished time with family and friends. Beyond being a residence, the house also held many artistic mementos and awards from Levy's acting career. The total damage, including the loss of property and unique furnishings, is estimated at $10 million. One irreplaceable item lost in the fire was the iconic chair from Schitt's Creek, a piece that had been featured in many memorable scenes of the show. Eugene shared his sorrow, saying, "We didn't just lose a home, we lost a part of the life I've worked hard to build and protect over the years." 31. Cameron Matheson. Actor Cameron Matheson, best known for his role in General Hospital, experienced the devastating loss of his $4 million mansion in Los Angeles during the recent wildfire disaster. The home had held deep personal significance for Matheson and his family. Cameron shared that the fire spread so quickly that he had no time to salvage any belongings. The total damage is estimated to exceed $5 million, including priceless family mementos, luxurious furnishings, and his treasured antique collection. With emotion, Matheson said, "Witnessing everything turn to ashes is indescribable, but the important thing is that my family is safe." Despite the immense loss, Cameron expressed gratitude to the firefighters for their tireless efforts to contain the blaze, noting their dedication in the face of such devastation. 32. Denise Crosby. Denise Crosby, the actress best known for her role in Star Trek: The Next Generation, tragically lost her cozy Spanish-style home worth $3.5 million in the Palisades wildfire. The house had been a sanctuary for Crosby, housing treasured mementos and a collection of unique artwork. Crosby shared that the fire spread so quickly that she had no time to save anything. The total loss is estimated to exceed $4 million, including irreplaceable antiques. "The house was where I felt the most peaceful, and now it's just ashes. This loss really breaks my heart," Crosby said, visibly affected by the devastation. Despite the heartache, Denise expressed her resilience, stating she would not let the fire extinguish her spirit. 33. Melissa Rivers. Melissa Rivers, daughter of the legendary comedian Joan Rivers, tragically lost her $6 million Los Angeles home in a devastating wildfire. Fortunately, before the flames took everything, Melissa was able to evaluate with her mother and bring along Joan's cherished Emmy statue, one of their most meaningful family possessions. The home, once filled with mementos from Joan's illustrious career and valuable personal items, is now reduced to ashes. The estimated damage reaches up to $8 million, a loss that transcends monetary value. "My mother always taught me that everything can be replaced, except memories. Saving her Emmy statue made me feel like a part of her is still here," Melissa shared with a heavy heart. 34. Jen Atkin. Jen Atkin, the renowned hairstylist who worked with the Kardashians, tragically lost her $5.5 million Los Angeles home in a devastating wildfire. This was not just a house, but the place where she and her husband, along with their beloved dog who had passed, shared many precious memories. Amid the destruction, Jen made an emotional discovery: the gravestone of her beloved dog among the ashes. This find moved her deeply. The estimated damage exceeds $7 million, including luxury furniture, rare fashion collections, and her home studio. Jen shared how her heart shattered as she watched her home burn. Despite the overwhelming loss, she emphasized that what truly matters is the health and safety of her loved ones. "Although everything is gone, I still have the memories, and that's something the fire can't take away," she expressed with resilience. In the aftermath of the Palisades fire, it wasn't just multi-million-dollar estates that were lost, but also cherished dreams, memories, and pieces of the lives of those behind the Hollywood fame. Yet, amidst the destruction, there are still tales of resilience, compassion, and hope emerging from the ruins. Once again, nature teaches us that no matter who you are or how wealthy you may be, no one is immune to its overwhelming force.